So in learning how to solve using the quadratic formula, the best option is just to get lots of problems practiced and to make sure that you're practicing them right. So I got for you guys these little quadratic solver equation sheets. So what you want to do on these is we want to go through and solve them, and then the nice part in the end is you can check your answer with a QR code at the bottom. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and start off here. Notice that I'm going to start with I can solve 2x squared plus 4x equals 70. But when I write this down, the first thing I should realize is this equation is not in standard form. It's not set equal to 0. So I'm going to need to subtract 70 on both sides to make this equal to 0. So it's really going to look like this. 2x squared plus 4x minus 70 equals 0. So that's going to be my equation. So I'm going to also apologize again, guys. As I'm working this morning, I want to make sure you realize that there's some students who are coming in the office, and so you might hear a little bit of a louder ruckus than usual. So I'm going to plug my equation in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and assign or determine its A, B, and C value. So you can see I filled in my value for A, B, and C. So now I'm going to go ahead and take that over to the formula and fill it in for the A, B, and C in the formula. So negative B, which is 4, plus or minus B squared minus 4 times A times C. And make sure when you're doing these that you're really careful not to drop your negative signs. And all of that is over 2A, which is 2. Now, as always, I'm going to go in and solve what's under my root first. It's under my square root formula, or my square root symbol. 4 squared is 16 minus 2 times negative 70 is negative 210, or excuse me, negative 140. And then that times 4 would be negative 580, something like that. I'll be honest with you, I'm a fan of using a calculator for the simple reason of I would hate to go through all of this math only to turn around and mismultiply in the end. So positive 560. And then all of this is over 2 times 2, which is 4. So our x value is negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 plus 560, which is 576, all over 4. Now I'm going to try my calculator again and see if that 560 or 576 has an even square root, and it does. So I've got x equals negative 4 plus or minus 24 over 4. And then we'll split that into its positive and negative sides. And I've got x equals negative 4 plus or minus 24 over 4. Plus 24 over 4. And x equals negative 4 minus 24 over 4. So x equals 20 over 4, which is 5. And on this side, x equals negative 28 over 4, which should give us x equals negative 7. So the nice part about this is if we go back here to our sheet, we can either do the work right on here if you'd like, or I like to use a different sheet also. So my x values were 5 and negative 7. And so when we're looking at this, you guys should see that I just put a QR scanner on my phone. You can also put one on the Chromebooks. There's a QR scanner there that you can add in Google Chrome. I can scan and check my answer at 5 and negative 7, and I know that I'm 100% right. Obviously, if I turned in work that only showed the equation in 5 and negative 7, that wouldn't be acceptable, so I need to show some work in between. For the sake of this video, I wrote it all out on the other sheet, but for the most part, you'd probably want to solve all of it here on the pennant. Okay, that gets you guys through two different formulas, or two different forms of how you could show your work on these. I'm going to say again that the best way to go through and solve quadratics is to solve lots of them. After you solve 5, 10, 15, 20, or even 30 of them, you'll really be used to the formula.